Good morning, everybody. I was just sitting here with my late morning coffee, sipping on that and writing down a list in my planner of the different food prep things I would like to get done today. Although, like I try to say, oftentimes I don't get all of the things done that I plan in just one day. And even though like that's my intention, like I'm gonna get all these things done today, it's my food prep day, my one food prep day. It ends up that my food prep usually like lasts 2 or 3 days, sometimes more. But I have my list to go off of and it'll take as long as it takes. So one big project that we are going to be working on today is making some lacto-fermented pickles. In my last weekly grocery haul, I showed you guys buying a giant bag of pickles. I think it's 25 pounds. It didn't say on the label, but I think it was 25 pounds of pickling cucumbers. And we got that. We got our dill, our big, fragrant like bunch of dill. I have, all of the pickle making necessities. I'm going to be using Redmond real salt. So when you lacto ferment pickles, you basically just use a saltwater brine. You don't have to start with a starter or any kind of, store-bought starter, anything. You just use a saltwater brine and you let it sit for, I forget how long, like a couple of weeks. And it makes this incredibly probiotic rich live pickle in the end, and they're really, really delicious. So you don't use vinegar at all. If you make pickles using vinegar, they taste delicious, and there's all kinds of health benefits to consuming that kind of thing, but it's not a probiotic food or fermented food. So these are real live probiotic pickles that we love to make. Talia, my second child, has been helping me make pickles since she was very small, and it's kind of our tradition, although I don't think we've done it the last year or two. I've been dealing with health issues over the last couple of years, and sometimes these like little extra things that are not in my normal routine, like these projects in the kitchen, they've really fallen by the wayside because it felt just too overwhelming to take on more than just doing what I had to do. And so the last couple of years, it's been one of those things that has fallen by the wayside. But since I am feeling so much better now, and I continue to be incredibly thankful for the health that I have found, since I've been feeling so much better, it doesn't feel overwhelming. So we're going to go ahead and do it this year. So I'm super excited about getting back into that, getting back into more, I've been working on sprouting. And so, that's a kitchen project. And then different like storing projects like canning and things like that, like food storage and food prep, not just like weekly food prep, but like long-term food prep. That's something that I just haven't been doing for quite some time. So I'm excited about jumping back into that slowly. I just actually ordered on Amazon some weights. They're like little round glass weights that you put on the food. What are you doing? He just came up to ask if he could have more keto chow fudge that we made yesterday. That was in our My Chow surprise box unboxing video from this month. He really likes it, apparently. He's asking for more. So that shows you that it's really good. So anyways, I have a set of 4 of those weights that you put inside the jar to keep the pickles below, or whatever you're fermenting, below the level of the brine. And then I also have a set of 4 of the silicone, they call them pickle pipes. And it's just a silicone disc that has like it looks like a nipple and a little hole, and it allows the gases to escape so that you don't have explosions, because that is a concern when you're fermenting. If you just put on a tight lid, it could build up enough pressure that could cause problems. So it's like a little silicone thing where it releases the gas as it builds, but then it doesn't let air come back through. So anyways, I have 4 of those. I need to go dig them out because I'm not exactly sure where they are, although I have a couple ideas. But I was like, 4, I don't think it's going to be enough. We have 25 pounds of pickling cucumbers. And so I just ordered 4 more of each of those things. And Amazon says they'll get delivered today between 2 and 6 p.m. So I'm hoping that they follow through on that and that we'll be able to get at least 8 jars of pickles going. And I kind of want to see where we're at that point. And I may have to order more of the weights and the pickle pipes if I want to make more than that. But I have a bunch of half-gallon jars, so I think if we use a lot of those, we should get through a lot of the pickling cucumbers, and then you can always eat pickling cucumbers fresh also, so they're not gonna go to waste. So anyways, that's gonna be a really big project for the day. I also made some chicken bone broth just a couple days ago with a whole chicken, and I got it all put away, but I just have that whole chicken. It's like a stewed chicken sitting in the fridge in a container, and I need to pick the meat off the bones and then make something with it. I think I will make some kind of a soup, but I need to decide what I want to do. I have like celery and carrots, so I could make some kind of a yummy chicken soup. So that's on the agenda for today. I have some fruit and vegetables just to cut up to eat fresh. I have, what else? Oh, I have 4 avocados that are perfectly ripe right now. So I'm gonna try to work those into something today, at least just make it into guacamole, and then Jeff and Levi can eat it with chips or something like that. I also have an open container of salsa in the fridge and several like odds and ends of cheese slice packs and shredded cheese. And when I have all those little odds and ends that I just need to use up before they get moldy, I like to make a batch of queso. And so that can be eaten with chips also. So, and then maybe the soup that I make could be like a chicken tortilla soup or something. So like keep with the Mexican theme, and that will be, you know, the meal for today, like dinner tonight, and leftovers for the next few days. That might work out. It seems like that's, you know, the direction things are going. So I'm going to think towards some kind of a chicken tortilla soup, or maybe like a creamy green enchilada soup where you use like some cream cheese or something in there. That would be really good because we do have some green chilies in the pantry. So we're gonna work towards that. But that is what I have on my list. So we are gonna head down to the kitchen. Oh, I forgot one more thing. I have a batch of yogurt going in my Instant Pot that has like maybe 1 hour left till it's done. It's not actually El Ruderai. It's another one that Dr. Davis has in his book. And I will put the name of it and the picture of the probiotic here. But it's a specific probiotic that really can help your mood. And I've made it before and really enjoyed it. And so I'm getting back into the swing of fermenting. That's another thing. I've been out of the swing of fermenting the yogurts, and it was just another one of those things where it just felt overwhelming to add anything to my life that wasn't just to get through the day. And now that I'm kind of moved through that season, I'm getting back into these extras, these little extras that actually do add a lot of benefit to your life overall. So I'm going to pull those out of the Instant Pot, and I'll show you that when I do, and then I may start another batch. All right, enough talk. Let's head to the kitchen and see if we can get some of this stuff done. What are you food prepping today, Talia?
Scones.
Scones? Einkorn scones, and do you do any flavoring in them, or are they just plain scones?
Last time I did plain, and that was the first time I'd ever made them. But maybe I could flavor them this time.
You could add some lemon or some blueberries or both.
Strawberry jam. I always put strawberry jam on them when I eat them.
Yeah, I think probably plain is the most versatile. Yeah, so you use einkorn flour. Is this a recipe from your einkorn cookbook?
Yes.
Nice. So I really try to prioritize healthy food for my family. I put a lot of time, effort, and energy into it. I feel like that is a foundation for health. And as much as I really want to get all of our nutrition through just the foods we eat, the reality of where we are in our world right now is that a lot of soil is depleted, water is depleted of certain things, and there are some things that we just need to supplement. And one of those things that I do supplement is electrolytes. And the way I do that is by taking Element, and Element is the sponsor of the video today. So Element is an electrolyte drink mix. They have lots of delicious flavors. They have fruity flavors that you can enjoy anytime. But then they also have some hot flavors, chocolate flavors that are perfect for this time of year when it's kind of turning towards fall. This is the chocolate caramel, which is absolutely delicious. I love it in chai tea. But I love that they have delicious flavors, but then they also don't have to add any of the weird junk. They're naturally flavored, sweetened with stevia, no colorings, nothing artificial. So Element has a special deal for all of my viewers. If you want to get a free sample pack to try 8 of their different flavors, you can just use my link. My link is drinkelement.com/indigo, drinklmnt.com/indigo. Just click that link, place an order on their website for anything, either the drink mixes or the sparkling element in the cans, and you will automatically get the free sample pack added. My yogurt is done. It's been going for 40 hours, and it's a good thing it's done because I need this Instant Pot for soup and for queso today. So I'm gonna pull out my yogurt, but I did wanna show you the probiotic that I used for this one, and the info about it is in Dr. Davis's book, Super Gut. This one is the Lactobacillus, I don't know how to say all this, Bifidobacterium longum. Yeah. Just don't laugh at my pronunciations. that I pronounced right. Bifidobacterium. Bifidobacterium longum.
So funny.
It is funny. Well, it's Latin. Anyways, this is good for mood and all kinds of other stuff. May help support positive mood balance, may help ease physical and psychological symptoms of stress. Don't we all need that in our lives? So it was kind of crazy when I started this. I started with 2 quarts, and I did all the things to get them ready. And I was picking up one of the jars to put into the Instant Pot, and the jar had cracked and the bottom fell out, and like an entire quart of half and half milk, or, yogurt starter went all over the counter and all over the floor, and it was quite devastating. So I've only got a quart plus a little bit more over here. Actually, it wasn't a whole quart that went on the floor. That was an exaggeration. It was about 24 ounces, which was still enough. All right, so I started this with the probiotic because I didn't have any made to use as a starter, and it looks like it didn't separate too bad, so that's good. Sometimes when you just use the probiotic to start, it can separate and get a weird texture. But thankfully, I did not have that happen this time. It looks absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna throw this into the fridge and let it firm up. I think I'm gonna get the queso started next. I got a few packages here. This Gouda has 1 slice left. It needs to be used. Probably won't use Swiss in the queso. That might give it a weird flavor. So we'll use some of those. And then we have this Sharp. That should be plenty. And I need to grab some cream cheese from the downstairs fridge. Then we have this opened thing of salsa, and I love using salsa when I make my queso. Like if I have any leftover salsa that doesn't get used up quickly enough, it's just a great way to get it used up because the queso definitely gets eaten. The queso recipe uses broth, so I'm using the broth that I made the other day, and I need 2 hands to open the jar. And I don't really want the fat in there, so I'm straining that out. And then I have a recipe that's written down, you can print out on my blog, but I typically don't measure too intensely when I make it. So 2 teaspoons of chili powder, actually doubled, so it'd be a little over a tablespoon, 4 teaspoons, but I just kind of throw it in. A little bit of garlic powder, and then some salt. Of course, I'm using Redmond real salt, which is what I always use. All right, gonna let this cook for 6 minutes. There we go. And after that is when you add in the cheese and the half and half and make it creamy.
Tired and rather ill. He had more grey hair than when Harry had said goodbye to him, and his robes were more patched with sugar than ever. Has anyone bought any Barrett serum? Harry, what form does your Patronus take? Said Lupin.
Aren't they beautiful?
Pretty nice. I decided on white chicken chili for the soup, and I have a recipe for white chicken chili in my cookbook, so I'm gonna loosely follow that. For soup, I almost never follow an exact recipe. So I needed some white beans, so I had these in the pantry. I'm gonna go ahead and cook up all of those. It's probably a little less than 3 cups. Rinse them, get them in the Instant Pot, and get those cooked. That'll take like, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes. And then I will be ready to get the chili going. Thought I'd give you a sprout update. I showed you in my last food prep video that I was getting into sprouting, which is really fun. I love the pop of color in my kitchen. It's so beautiful. Okay, so you can see that I've already been eating off of this because these are done. They're still growing, and I figure, I mean, you can transfer them to the fridge, you know, take them out of here, put them in some other container, transfer them to the fridge. But I was like, if I can just keep them growing, as long as they don't get, you know, start getting wilty or anything, I'll just keep them and then eat out of this as I want to, because I don't need to start another thing in this tray quite yet. So this is the French mix. I forget everything that's in here, but it's probably clover and alfalfa, and then it had some radish and dill and maybe something else in here. So it's a variety of different seeds. This one is the one they call the Moo Mix, which is just clover and alfalfa, so it's a little bit more mild. And this one is done probably as of today. I could transfer it to the fridge today, but again, I'm like, I'll just let it continue to grow until I'm ready to eat it, or until it's like, you know, almost overgrown, and then I'll transfer it to the fridge. I did start another batch here because it takes like 5 or 6 days to get them, you know, to the point that you want to eat them. And so I think if I just do 1 tray at a time, that'll be plenty. I think it's going to be hard for me to eat all of this in a week because a little bit goes a long way. So I have that going. I just started these yesterday morning. I think I started them soaking, and they're already sprouting really nicely. So those are there. And then these are my bean sprouts. And I did not realize how many bean sprouts that the amount of beans did. They said, you know, this tray could hold a cup of beans, of the mung beans. And by the time they were done, it was like overflowing with bean sprouts. And so we've already eaten a lot, and I still have this much. We have paper towel layers in there to keep the moisture down, but they turned out really good. Next time I'm going to do more of like a single layer and let them try to grow more straight, because they were so tightly packed in there. They're kind of squiggly, and I think they could have grown a little bit bigger if they weren't so tightly packed, but they're really good. And I made a chicken bean sprout stir fry yesterday, and it was really delicious. And actually this morning, Levi was like, do you have any more of that chicken with like those roots in it? And he wanted it for breakfast. So I think that's definitely a win. So now I have to figure out how to use these up in the next few days, because bean sprouts don't have a very long shelf life. So we'll be working on that over the next few days. But that is my sprout update. Everything is still going well. Here is a quick view of the recipe for the white chicken chili from my cookbook. Yes, that's me. It is obviously not keto because it has beans. You can totally make it keto by leaving the beans out or replacing them with some kind of a low carb vegetable option to just bulk it up a little bit. But everything else besides the beans is keto friendly. So if you want to take a screenshot, try to give you a good shot of the recipe here. So this cookbook is like 2-serving cookbook. It's like supposed to be for the Instant Pot Mini. And so obviously when I make white chicken chili, I make way more than 2 servings. So I'll probably like quadruple this recipe, something like that. The navy beans are done, so I'm getting the soup going, starting with some sauteed onions. Gonna add in the diced green chilies. I have 2 cans. And then I have some minced garlic. And also, in the effort of using up things that are in the pantry, this has been in the pantry for a while, and I thought, might as well just add it. Chili lime verde. It's not a salad dressing, so it doesn't have a bunch of fat in it. It's got a little bit of olive oil and avocado oil, but it's really minimal. So I'm just gonna dump this in. White chicken chili is done, so that is lunch along with watermelon that's already halfway devoured. And then if anybody wants some chips and queso, that is here as well. I got the notification that my jar accessories for the pickles have shipped, and so hopefully they will be here soon. And then we'll see if we get the pickles done today. We might have to wait till tomorrow, but we shall see. Amazon for the win. They said the package would get delivered between 2 and 5, I think. And it is 2:11. And here it is. I'll show you what these look like. These are the weights. So I don't know that I've gotten this exact brand before, but it's the one that they could deliver today. So that's what I went for. Okay, come on, thing. Oh, it goes this way. Genius. I will link all these things down below if anyone's interested in checking them out. Ooh, they look so pretty. So they just hold everything down. I got the wide mouth size because that's what I use most often. And it's got a little handle on it so you can pull it out when you need to. Those are perfect. I'm going to get those washed up and they'll be ready to use. And here are the, what are they called? Pickle pipes. Pickle pipes. I have a lot of mason jar accessories from Mason Tops, and they've always been really good. So big fan of the Mason Tops brand. So you do need to have a ring with these, one from your mason jar. And doesn't it look like a little baby bottle top? So you can see it has that little hole there, but it's tight when there's no pressure. But then when the pressure does build up, it just lets it out slowly without letting a lot of air in. So you just set this on top of the jar and you put the ring on and you're good to go. So I did my afternoon workout. I did my running and I did my weightlifting. And after that, I was like wiped out. I was so tired. I'd been working in the kitchen all, morning through the midday. Then I did that, and then my body was just like, you know what, we're done. Levi did invite me out on a nature walk, so we went and did a nature walk for a little bit, and now I'm just winding down. It's like 8 p.m. right now, so that means the pickles are not going to get done tonight, but I'm going to shoot for doing them tomorrow. We don't have anywhere we have to be tomorrow, so I think that's going to be on the agenda. We shall see. chickens.